We have got to talk about Spotify for a second. Just like hundreds of millions of people, I just got my Spotify Wrapped. I love seeing all of my data. I love seeing what I listened to in the last year, and I especially love seeing all the crazy thank you messages from all the artists every year.
Thank God. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm Noah Khan. I have been stuck in the trees for 4 years.
But you know, it kind of got me thinking, like, what do I even really know about Spotify? So I looked up a couple of podcasts with Spotify's co-owner and co-founder, Daniel Ek, and I learned that Spotify has just launched their creator revenue sharing program. They also added comments, messaging, thumbnails, creator data analytics, and even short form of up to 90 seconds long. Spotify is kind of starting to sound like YouTube. YouTube also has their own music streaming app, YouTube Music, and they actually just launched this year a new feature called YouTube Recap. Is Spotify trying to replace YouTube? Are they actually in competition with each other? Okay, so let's compare the two and see how they stack up against each other. I think that one of YouTube's best features is actually their video player. It's just so smooth and stable, and it just works so well. Spotify's video player is fine, it works well, but you know, it has a long ways to go if it wants to properly compete with YouTube. Now, that doesn't mean that Spotify can't develop one in the next few years. They currently have around 7,000 people working for them, and around 3,000 of those are engineers that are actively working on new features. That's kind of a comparable number to YouTube as well, so that's a pretty good start. Okay, so they've got the manpower, but can they afford to expand like that? Well, after almost 20 years of not turning a profit, in 2024, Spotify finally made some money. $1.14 billion to be exact. That's a pretty good turnaround if you ask me. Oh, and it's totally not because they replaced about 2,400 people with AI. No, it couldn't be that. So right now, Spotify hosts about 500,000 video podcasts, which is a respectable amount, but they have absolutely nothing on the millions and millions of videos that are uploaded to YouTube every single day. It's reported that YouTube hosts about 20 billion videos in total. That is just an insane amount of data. And all that data needs to run on servers. Now, luckily for YouTube, they're owned by Google, and Google has a massive network of servers all around the globe. Those servers store exabytes worth of data. Now, guess who also hosts Spotify's data? Google. So far, Spotify seems to be staying in its lane when it comes to videos, but they did just start using the word creator instead of podcaster. So it looks like they're trying to keep their options open. But what if different kinds of creators would want to switch platform by choice? I mean, what would make a creator want to switch anyway?
We've always thought about how we can grow the number of creators that are successful on Spotify.
Spotify launched a revenue share with creators in January of 2025. If you qualify for the Spotify Partner Program, you earn 50% of all the ad revenue made on any podcast or the equivalent in premium subscriptions. That's a pretty good deal. Spotify announced that in January of 2025, hundreds of podcasters made more than $10,000 through this revenue share program, and some of the top creators made over 6 figures in just 1 month. How much money you can earn really depends on so many different factors. Obviously, how many people are listening, but also really where are people listening from. Advertisers pay higher rates in places where people generally have more disposable income, which is why audiences in countries like the US tend to generate way more ad revenue. The best way to calculate how much creators are making is by using CPM rates. CPM is the amount that advertisers are paying per 1,000 ad impressions, and YouTube also uses this. On Spotify, CPM rates can vary quite a bit. Smaller podcasts can have a CPM rate anywhere from $15 to $50, whereas the bigger ones can have a CPM rate of $50 to almost $100. In general, CPMs on YouTube are quite a bit lower than they are on Spotify. A study found that podcast ads earn on average 10 times more per listener than video ads on YouTube. So for now, your earning potential could be a lot higher on Spotify as a podcaster than here on YouTube as a video maker. Okay, great. So what do I need to do to be eligible for the Spotify revenue share program? Well, I need to have at least 12 episodes uploaded. Then in the span of only 30 days, my podcast needs 10,000 streamed hours by at least 2,000 unique users. That's pretty tough. For comparison, on YouTube, you only need 3 uploads and 4,000 hours of watch time in 365 days. And you need 1,000 subscribers. Currently, this channel is sitting at 45 subscribers and about 90 hours of watch time, so help a brother out and click that subscribe button below. Okay, so for now, it looks like on Spotify you can make way more money than on YouTube, but getting monetized is way harder. Let's say in the future Spotify does expand to videos of all kinds instead of just podcasts. What exactly would it take for me, a loyal YouTube user, to make that switch from YouTube to Spotify? Okay, for one, like we said before, the video player needs to be great. Spotify does have potential, but it's currently still years away from being better than YouTube's offering. Second of all of my favorite YouTubers would need to make the switch from YouTube to Spotify. Thirdly, no ads. My family already pays for a family plan for Spotify Premium, so Spotify wins this round. And finally, get rid of AI slop. All these faceless YouTube channels completely fueled by AI thumbnails and AI voiceovers just feel so dystopian to me. When I'm searching for something on YouTube, I want to hear a human's voice and opinion. Now, it does seem like Spotify is embracing AI as well because there's already plenty of AI generated music these days. Just wait until we start getting AI generated podcasts. If Spotify made a move to be human first, that would be a huge win. So, is Spotify ever going to replace YouTube? Probably not, but it's not impossible. Spotify impressed me more than I had expected, to be honest. And as long as my parents keep paying for that family plan, I'll keep listening.